Hello, all my fellow Gemini friends. How are we? This is Maxine Taylor, America's first licensed astrologer, and I have our forecast for March 2023. I'm going to share it with you in a second, but I've got to tell you my latest, I'm so happy, uh, task. I'm holding in my hand the latest proof of my latest book, which should be available in about 10 days to 2 weeks. It's called It's in the Cards. And this is for the astrology student, or even somebody who's not an astrology student who wants to learn how to read regular, ordinary, everyday playing cards. My dear friend Carolyn Dodson, who is no longer with us, wrote a darling book many years ago on how to read cards, playing cards, astrologically. And when we became friends, it was because I had bought her book and I just loved it. And so we stayed very good friends over the years. And as she moved further away from astrology and more toward art, because she became a well-known local artist, she said, Max, just I'm giving you the card reading book because you love card reading, and I'm moving away from it. And so this book that I wrote, the first part is her technique. It's not hers originally. Somebody taught it to her, but the technique she used to read ordinary playing cards. And then the other part of the book is where I put my 2 cents in and told you how I do it and encourage you to do it your way. So if you are an astrology student or an astrologer and you want a simple way to answer yes/no questions, to give your client a detailed response, you want this book. You do not have to know anything about astrology, though. This book will tell you exactly how to do it. I love the technique. It works every time. And as I said, it should be on Amazon in about 2 weeks, maybe less if we're lucky. So just check. This is what it looks like, except you won't have this very attractive gray line going across saying not for sale. This is the proof. So cool. All righty. Now, let us take a look at our forecast for March. Here it is right here. Let's start with Mercury. Mercury rules Gemini. So let's start with Mercury. That's the planet of communication. It has been sitting in our 9th house of the higher mind. And so we've been looking philosophically at things. Remember, Mercury is not an action planet. It's a thinking planet. And so we've been talking about it, thinking about it. There may be, perhaps some of you were doing a lot of long distance calling, thinking about higher education, that type of thing. Now, on the 2nd of the month of March, it moves into our 10th house. And so we will be communicating more in our respective careers. You'll be thinking about your public image, enhancing it perhaps. And so this is super. Are you writing a blog? Are you writing a book? Perfect timing. And then on the 19th, Mercury moves into our 11th house of friends. My friends are vitally important to me. And so what this tells me is I'm going to be able to communicate with more of them, whether in person or, on internet. Nowadays, We do it so many different ways. It's so great. So that's number one. Number two, the sun, the yellow planet. It's the center of our lives. Okay, it's in our 10th house of career. This is the time for all Geminis to move upward and claim their leadership in their career. I don't care what you do. You might say, I'm retired, I don't have a career. It's not necessarily something you get paid to do. It's your public image, which is super. And so with the sun in the 10th house, it lights up your popularity, your public image, and yes, your career. All right, on the 20th, it moves into the 11th house. And of course, all of our friends then become even more important to us. This is a time to deal with groups of people. It is just a beautiful placement for the humanitarian in everybody, because the 11th house is the house of friends, group activities, our hopes and wishes, and it brings forth the humanitarian in each of us. It's just beautiful. Now, Venus is the pink planet, and that's what we love. Well, Venus has been in our 11th house, and we just love our friends. We love being with them. However, on the 16th, Venus moves into our 12th house, and we're saying, enough. I need my solitude. I need my privacy. The 12th house deals with the subconscious. It also deals with behind the scenes activities. Now, I'm not implying that there is a private friendship or anything like that. It's just that with Venus there in the 12th house of the spirit plane, you may find that there is a longing for the type of love that you can only experience in meditation. And so I'm going to encourage you to meditate more. And there may be somebody in your life that it's nobody else's business. Okay, well, that fits beautifully. Okay. Now, Mars is the red planet. Mars is action. Mars is energy. It is in our first house. That makes us disguised Aries. Okay. With Mars in the first house, we're saying, I'm impatient. I want what I want, and I want it now. Lead, follow, but get out of the way. And Mars has been in Gemini for quite a while. Okay. Keep that in mind. On the 25th, Mars moves into our second house. What's the second house? Money. And when Mars is in the second house, that's what we throw ourselves into. Wherever Mars is, that's number one to us. If you will throw yourself into creating more income for yourself, you will be able to do it, because there's Mars in our second house. I have spoken. Okay, now there is a full moon on the 7th. Now, on the full moon, everything comes to a head, right? And so home and family and real estate matters, anything dealing with emotional security comes to a head. This full moon is in 16 Virgo. Find that in your birth chart and you'll have the whole picture. 2 weeks later, after the moon has waned and lost light, we have a new moon. And the new moon starts is sitting right at the cusp or the edge of our 11th house of friends, hopes, wishes, group activities. This is March 21st, and the new moon is in 1 degree of Aries, sitting right on that cusp, reactivating our 11th house of friends, hopes, and wishes. I'm telling you, get on your pony and ride. spend time with friends. Put your own hopes and wishes into operation, because the 11th house is hopes and wishes. Group activities, friendships. It's glorious. Have a super March and join me in April when once again I take a look at everybody's forecast. Till then, my dear Gemini friends, and the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.